Welcome to No Code TV. Um, I live in a country, I live in Canada. Currently, right now, I live in British Columbia, just outside the border of Washington State. Um, I myself consider Canada and the U.S. almost as one country because one of the things is Canada uh, relies on the U.S. hugely for just essentials as in trading of goods and whatnot. And same with the U.S. also relies on Canada for quite a bit of things. The two things that the U.S. and Canada have really big in common is we love buying shit from fucking China or any of most of the Asian countries. And I'm not speaking against the Asian countries whatsoever. I am speaking to the mass government, which is the Canadian government and also the U.S. government. There is a fucking problem going on right now, and no one seems to be doing anything about it. And what I like to call these people who don't seem to be doing anything about it is the sheep. The sheep of the North American Federation, because we know that's going to come pretty soon. It's going to be called the North American Union. And you know what? I'm actually all for it. Before I was a bit against it, but it actually makes sense. And we are one country because we do share so many similarities. I myself is a revolutionist, and I've always have been. I've always been anti-government in all forms for most of my adult life, ever since I started opening up my eyes and waking up to what exactly is going on in this world. And I'm not talking about conspiracies or anything like that. I'm talking about true facts. Facts of what's going on. Stuff that's right in front of your face, but you're so clouded by the consuming mentality that you fucking sheep are all about. You know, what sunglasses am I going to buy today? What pair of shoes am I going to buy today that are $300 fucking dollars? It doesn't matter to me because I need those pair of shoes. Because I like to follow the God forbidden, let's push it on the consumer trends that you have all grown accustomed to. These are the people that I don't care for. Not one bit. And when I go to a Michael Moore film and these yuppie bastards are sitting in the fucking crowd so they have something to talk about for their, Sunday morning coffee, oh, what a good movie, and or I don't really like how he portrayed that, and that's not true. And these are people who are pulling up into this theater that are wearing designer clothes, dressed to the nines. These are people where the recession and the things that are going on in this country is not affecting them in their own reality. But little do they know, it is slowly affecting them. And I really would like these people to have it affect them. I want them to lose their trust funds. I want their daddy or their mommy to all of a sudden lose their job because their job was either moved overseas or they're downsizing or the CEO of the company just says, you know what, I had a good run, I want to take my earnings and lay off all you fucking people. These are the people who have not been affected by it yet, and these are the people who are the problems in the North America that we live in. I live in British Columbia, but I'm originally from Windsor, Ontario. Most people in North America don't really know Windsor, Ontario, and a lot of you do. Let me give you a quick little history note on Windsor, Ontario. Windsor, Ontario used to be the automotive capital of Canada. It was Detroit and Windsor, Ontario. They were the two. They were the two who were the big three set up their home bases at. Windsor and Detroit are literally like this on the map. I grew up in Detroit, pretty much. I grew up in Windsor, Ontario, but a lot of times we go over to Detroit to, have fun. It's a bigger city. So all these people out here in Vancouver, it's one of the richest cities in Canada. But the funny thing is, there's only a small percentage of them who are rich. And I come from a place that is being truly affected by the depression that's going on in Michigan State and the depression that's going on in Southern Ontario. It's not a fucking recession. It's a depression. When I have friends of mine who've worked their ass almost to their life and they had to take a job like working at a diner, not saying that's a bad thing, but I'm just trying to give you a perspective of what's going on there. He works at a diner. It's a diner. People in Windsor don't have enough money to go to a diner. He got laid off at a diner. That's dire straits in Windsor, Ontario, and that's what's going on in Detroit, Michigan. It's a depression, not a recession. So when I come from a place like that, and I live in a place that literally is trying to be like LA and Hollywood, it almost makes me want to vomit every time I step out my fucking door. All these sheep, all these people have no idea what's going on. And what's going on is a time to rebel. It's a time to go against your CEOs. It's a time to go against the government itself. We need a new government. We need a new way of doing things. Because what's going on is the banks are taking over and everyone's sitting back and watching it. Even a lot of people who is truly affected what's going on right now is sitting back and watching this happen. How much suffering, how much depression do you have to go through before you raise your fist up in the air and go against these banks? How long? Because you know what? Start the march, because I'll be right out my door joining you. You know, I have a good job, and I'm not bitching about my job, but, you know, I know my CEO doesn't think of me as a family member. You know, I love that propaganda that the big shots at your fucking company shove down everyone's throats. And some of the people who've been in those companies for years and years and years believe that they're just a part of the family, and that my owner of my company truly cares about my well-being. He's in the position he's at because he made money. You're a number to him. That's how business works. You're a number. Until you understand that, you'll go about your job the same way. You're still going to work hard and do what you have to do to provide your family, to pay your bills. But never believe the propaganda that those fucking people up in those big offices are your friend or your family member, because you're not. You're a number, and as soon as they have to start crunching numbers, guess what number gets taken away? You. What family's that? It's not a family. It's called business. And how long are we going to take that? How long are we going to sit there and just let it go down our backs? How many family members have to lose their homes? How many family members have to claim bankruptcy because they can't pay for their health care? How long, I ask you? Well, I'm tired of it. So I tell all you people to think about it. Look into it. Read about it. Look at the facts. Don't watch CNN. Look at the independent news sources. Don't pick up these magazines. Don't read these newspapers, because this is the propaganda they want to shove down your throats. But the truth is out there. And I've heard a quote saying this before, and it's one of the best quotes it is. I'm going to end it like this. It's one simple thing. Ask questions, demand answers. Simple as that. Don't take the answer given to you, find the exact answer that you want. Stand true. You're a human being, not a peasant. Because these CEOs, these banks, they call you a peasant. Actually call you peasants. Yeah, that's a fact too. Look into it. So you peasants out there, you want to continue to be peasants? Ask questions, demand answers. This is No Code TV. I'll have more on this. Cause, I'm always pissed off about this. But I just wanted to tell you right now, the new Michael Moore movie is one of his best he's ever had. You know, a lot of people, they bash him just thinking, oh, he's just some guy. You know, half his stuff is bullshit. I have family members. My own family. My family's put in half. Half my family's Democratic, the other half is Republican. Trust me, Christmas is a fun fucking time. You believe Michael Moore is just some guy who doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. It's not that he knows what he's talking about. He's telling you the facts. And he's telling you what's going on. And he doesn't even tell you the whole truth. So the one thing is Obama, who is a great president. I think he could do very well, but he needs to fucking stop listening and waiting to what Congress has to say, or whatever the banks are shoving down his throat, because the banks are shoving money down his throat, and he's taking it. He needs to stop that. He needs to start doing what he is. He's the president of the United States. He makes the rules. It's time for him to start making his rules. Anyways, this is No Code TV signing off. Ask questions, demand answers.